right. Yeah.
But better late than never.
Yeah.
So, welcome back to the Friday edition, August 22nd, 2025 of Live Feed Reads. I am Paul Reed, your host, and the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson is Jason Crawford, appearing live from Tallahassee.
That's right.
My boy Pat Hogan, who does our uh, uh, a website and things of that nature. He says, you guys should really talk about more of the things you do at Reed and Reed and less just about generic crap. Well, I called Jason on I think Tuesday or Wednesday with
Yeah.
we should go live right now
Yeah.
to live feed read because Jason, wait till you hear this story and wait till you hear this case.
Yeah.
It could not be more read and read. It's like having Lori in the family than really anything I've done in about 29 years.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
and then you think the title of the topic or the show is "Why Me, Lord?" And I ask that all the time. Why me? I was born and raised in Brandon, three brothers, mom, no dad, and just up this, a lot of obstacles in the way growing
Obstacles.
up, a lot of huge, horrible mistakes, on and on and on. Yet here I sit 29 years later as a lawyer. And when I say, why me, Lord? I'm here to tell you. But this story, this
So
podcast.
you mean it from a blessing standpoint, though? You mean like
Well,
why me
no,
the
I mean in
transition
a
or
philosophical, like why
okay.
me? I mean, why have I been blessed? What did I do, or just what do you want from me? What am I supposed to
Mm.
do? Why me?
Mm.
And
Okay.
so this week
Okay.
was a here's why you, Paul. This is the Lord above saying, here's why you. Okay.
Let's hear it,
All
man.
right. So don't
Yeah.
interrupt because my
I
mind is,
won't. Okay.
and then you can chat at the end.
I'll
So,
mute myself.
in early August of this year, we were at a mediation with a 79-year-old, just nicest woman in the world, right? Well, this isn't her name, but we'll call her Mary because I talked to Jason. He said we probably shouldn't use her real name, which is fine. But Mary's a tiny little gray-haired, thin, just quiet woman, quiet lady. And so when you do mediations on Zoom, what happens is everybody gets together and there'll be mediator, Paul, client who's sitting right here behind me. Honestly, that's how we do it. And then insurance adjuster, attorney, we do our spiel and they put us into different rooms. So when we're in different rooms, I chat with the clients. I mean, I had a mediation, we just talk about different guys. I may talk about football, just whatever. So anyway, we're talking and she starts telling me the story about how her husband died not too long ago. And she has a home. And her daughter basically says, hey, why don't you sell your home and come live with us? Well, Mary really didn't want to, but okay, fine. Thank you. I'll live with you. Even though she wanted to go to a 55-year and older kind of apartment type of community. But
Okay.
so regardless, she's telling me that the daughter sells her home, and then for a lot, let's just call it 400, 500,000.
Okay.
Takes the money and puts it in daughter's account, not are extremely competent and knowledgeable and able to take care of her own business's account. And I'm like, well, that's odd. And then and you can tell she's distraught. She's like, yeah, and they took my car and they took my cell phone and now they want to put me in like a nursing home. And I'm like, and she's kind of tearing up. And I'm like, well, why? You're fine, you know? And so, okay, so we go through and she's, just we go through with the mediation and I'm telling, you really should get a lawyer. I think what's happening to you is wrong. I guess easier said than done. I mean, it's just easier said than done if you're elderly and you got your daughter doing these things and saying these things and you're meek and otherwise. So, uh, and we go on and it's a 3 hour mediation. At some point, I said, well, let me call your daughter and say, look, what you're doing is wrong. You can't do this. And she goes, oh, no, 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 no. They said, don't tell the lawyer about any of this. And I said, well, what do you mean don't tell the lawyer about any of this? What are they going to do? She goes, they'll kick me out. I'm like, you got $500,000. And she goes, well, that's not in my account. And I don't have access to my money. So I'm like,
Mm.
okay, okay. Well, here I says, look, we settled the case. Think about it. If you decide that you want to kind of proceed and get an attorney and this, that, and the other, and I could just tell she wasn't gonna. I didn't know
Mm.
what was gonna happen, but I knew that just wasn't gonna happen. All right, you with me?
I am. I got so many questions.
No. So well, write them down. And
Yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah.
all right, and so yeah, just write them down. And so, uh, Tuesday of this week, we get a call from a restaurant right there. Michelle, what's the name of the restaurant? Finn's in Apollo Beach. All right, and it's Mary, and Mary's crying, Mary's distraught, and Mary's using Finn's um phone because they've taken her cell phone. So well, what are we going to do? Mary's saying that they've called the police on her, and today she's supposed to get snatched up. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but not really, and go into the home. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. Michelle's over here, Des is over here. Like, I gotta say, we kind of just like, well, there's nothing we can do, right? That was kind of, what do we do? Well, there's nothing. Well, I sit here, and this is kind of the why me, Lord. So I'm thinking like, F bomb, F
Yeah,
bomb,
yeah.
F
Why'd you
bomb.
bring this?
And I walk out, and Des is there, Michelle's there, and I says, I can't. And they're like, you can't what? I can't do nothing. I can't.
Mm.
And they're like, oh, we know. We were just wondering how long it was going to take. So I'm like, I'm telling you, it's even the devil was an angel once, Jason. And so I'm kind of F bombing. I'm like, okay, goodbye. It's about noon, 12:30. I'm off to Apollo Beach
Yeah.
to go get Mary. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm going to do with Mary. I guess I'm going to bring her back here and figure this out. Okay. So I go down to Finn's. Mary's gone. So I go to the one of the girls. I said, hey, over here. There was a 79-year-old woman short that, oh yeah, no, no, Mary. I'm like, yeah, where's she at? Well, she was crying and this, that. She just says, well, I'm going back home, which is not far away, for a walk, and wait for the police. And I'm like, F bomb, F. What are you doing? So I'm like, okay, let me go by, and I drive by, and they're at the end of a cul-de-sac, and I drive by. There's the house. These people have money. Apollo Beach on the water. These aren't. Well, these people have money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, shh, there's no cars in the driveway. So I pull in front of the house next door, and I park under a tree, and I'm sitting there. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Do you go knock on the door? Do you take your gun? What do you do? What do you do? So I
Listen,
call,
Batman.
hold on. So I call Michelle. What do you do? I said, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to call the police, and we'll go up and knock on the door in case, I don't know who's there other than Mary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very. Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
sitting there about 20 minutes, and no cops. No offense, they're busy. And I'm like, okay, well, let me and I mean, I'm talking to Leanne. I'm like, Leanne, you're not gonna believe this, what I'm doing. And I says, okay, well, so I'm like, I don't know if they're coming. And it's 95, 100 degrees. I see the thermometer on my car. It's going to blow up, even though it's a very nice car. And so I go and knock on the door. Now, mind you, there's a door and then the screen, lanai, whatever you call it,
Yep.
porch.
Yep.
I knock on that, nothing. I do hear the dogs barking. So I'm thinking, well, is Mary not home? And about that time, I see the police officer, a woman, younger, kind of pull up,
Yeah.
and maybe Hispanic or something in nature. And she says, "Hey," and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" So I go over and tell her. She goes, "Okay." I said, "Well, I knocked on the door, but there was no answer. But I told her about Finn's and how she was supposed to come home and so forth." So the police officer, uh, we go over, and I'm behind her, and she knocks on the door. And for a few minutes, not a few minutes, I should say a few seconds, there's no answer.
Felt like minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it wasn't, but it seemed like it. And then all of a sudden you heard talk. And because we were about to leave. And I said, "Well, I guess we ain't leaving now." I said, "Somebody's in there."
Yeah.
So now the officer beats on the door and says, "Excuse me, y'all need to come out, open the door."
Yeah.
Well, mind you, Mary thinks the police are coming to get her, right? So she's at the door, and I'm behind the officer. So little 23-year-old opens the door on the phone, and Mary's behind her.
Okay.
And so Mary leans over, sees the cop. Dude, her face almost looked like ash, ghost, death. So I pop up, "Hey, Mary, it's me. I brought the police." Dude, it went from ash, ghost, white to my angel is here, right? And mind you, later on when we're driving the car, she said, "I've been praying all weekend and today for the God to send me an angel." Well, and that's angel was a devil once reference. So it gets better. So the little girl on the phone, I believe it's a man, could be her dad or the father who lives there, either way. And I can hear him just saying, "Don't let her leave. Don't let her leave." Because I don't know if she's on speaker, but she's kind of talking to the police officer loud, listen. And so the officer says, I said, "Mary, come with me. Come get in my car." "She's not leaving." This is 23-year-old. I'm like, oh yeah, she is. So the officer says, "Everybody come outside." So you got police officer, me, 23-year-old, and Mary.
Okay.
And 23-year-old says, "We have power of attorney. She's not leaving." I said, "Well, power of attorney has to do if you're making financial decisions, maybe selling her out without her permission,
Listen to your
or
legal knowledge.
banking, or real estate." I said, "That has nothing to do with whether a 79-year-old competent woman can leave her house and get in my car."
Yeah.
Little chicken head girl, 23-year-old, says, "Well, we have medical surrogacy." I said, "Well, if you were pulling the plug." Oh, wait, by the way, I said, "Oh, and by the way, that power of attorney, it's revoked." So anyway, she says, "Well, we have medical surrogacy." I said, "Well, you can make medical decisions. You can pull the plug," which is probably what you'd like to do, given what's happened in the last several months. I said,
"You're picking a fight now."
Oh, I'm pissed. I said, but I'm calm. I'm telling you, but I'm calm. I said, "But it's not applicable here because we're not pulling the plug. We're just asking Mary if she'd like to come with me, who's competent, and so forth." Well, the police, so I said, "Mary, get in my car." So the police officer's there. The girl, she puts her hands on Mary to stop her. And I said, "You do that again, young lady, and you're getting arrested by this officer." Well, this officer's like, "Oh, what the F is going on here?" Yeah. So she goes, hold on. "Mr. Reed, could you please go stand by your car? You two don't move. I got to go call somebody else," right?
Yeah.
Well, about that time, somebody else shows up. It's not old, just an older, maybe I didn't check the stripes, just an older police officer.
Sure.
And so the younger girl, very confident, but goes over like, "Holy." And mind you, dude, I looked like the Beach Boys. I had on khaki pants and a shirt like this. I wasn't in suit and tie. So they're thinking, "What in the heck is going on?" I got the Beach Boys concert boy here. I got this, I got that. So the one lady comes over, kind of takes over, and I explain what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, in the back, I still hear the father of the little girl or whoever just chirping away, and she's not leaving. She's not leaving. I'm like, I assure you, she is, and she's leaving today, and she's leaving with me. So finally, the one, let's say, Miss Mary, do you know this man? Yes, he's my lawyer. Do you know his name? Yes, it's Mr. Reed. Do you want
Good
to leave?
answer.
Do you want to leave with Mr. Reed? Yes, I do. I said, Lucille, don't. Uh-oh. I said, Mary. I
Mary.
said, Mary, don't stop walking until you get in my car. Well, the 23, she's losing her damn mind. Losing
Sure.
her mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
so Mary gets in the car. Mr. E, can you roll down the window? Do you know who the president is? You know what day it is? You know what day of the week it is? Da 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 da.
Okay.
And
Lucid.
off we go.
There you go.
All right. And that's what happened on this particular day. And so,
Yeah.
well, hold on. No, we're not done. So this is one,
I
two.
didn't think we are.
I bring Mary over here and
Yeah.
call her sister, who they haven't seen in years because of the evilness that Apollo Beach is. And
Okay.
so she says, I'm in Georgia. I'm coming to get her. So I call her brother, who lives right around the corner, and they say, well, I'll send my son over to pick her up, and she can stay with us until sister comes down and gets her.
Okay.
All right. Well, Mary has a lot of medical issues. She needs her blood pressure medicine. She needs her medicine, and she has a heart monitor, and she needs some clothes because she literally left with her purse.
Yeah.
So brother and sister call up their sister. We need medicine. We need the heart monitor. Can we get clothes? Nope. We're not giving it to you. You need to bring Mary back. Come to find out, okay, so that's kind of what happened. Well, now come to find out, Mary's telling us that her another sister had passed away 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and her daughter, because she's hysterical and crying, has her taken by ambulance to TGH because her plan is to basically have a medical doctor declare her incompetent rather than take the $500,000 that's Mary's and spend it on the 55-year-old and older apartment. Now
Right.
you say, well, why would you want to care about whether she's declared incompetent? Well, guess who pays if Mary's declared incompetent and unable to live on her own?
The
Medicare.
state?
Medicare.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can put Mary what she wants, very competent, and can live on her own in a 55-year-old, residential, but I have to pay for it out of
Cha-ching,
the
cha-ching.
money that is Mary's, or
Mm.
I can have her go to Tampa General Hospital because she's distraught, bring in a psychologist, psychiatrist, and I don't know this, I'm going to get the records, and
Yeah.
declare her incompetent so we can put her home and goodbye. My plan is accomplished. And guess what? Daughter was this far away
From
until
succeeding.
Why me showed up.
And she would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for that
Well,
meddling Reed.
hold on now. So now move forward.
Scooby Doo.
Mary has gone with brothers, kid. I'm sitting at home like, what the hell happened today? Beer number one, like what happened? So police officer from the incident calls me and says that family is losing their shiz with a Z over here in Apollo Beach. Do
Mm-hmm.
you know why? The keeper of the secrets is out of the house. So they're losing
Oh.
their mind because now the keeper of the secrets is with sister and brother, and they don't want that. Okay.
Mm.
So the police officer, they're blowing up the hotline. They're concerned for her well-being and on. I need to know where she is. I said, well, she's on her way to Georgia with her sister. Well, can I get her phone number, address, all this? I'm like, here's my problem. I says, it's Mary's opinion. She's been the victim of like elderly abuse.
Mm-hmm.
That, I have a duty as a person and as a lawyer to prevent someone from being abused. She's got bruises on her arms. She's telling a tale about her money being stolen, her car being taken away, her phone being taken away, being isolated, told who, what, when, where, pushed around. I said, no, you can't have the information. And she's kind of dumbfounded. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I said,
But I ain't telling you that.
just tell the family that she's fine. She's with
Yeah.
her sister, and she'll be in touch when she's ready to be in touch. All right. Oh, it's not over. No, no, no,
Oh,
no, 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 no. So that's how the night ended. Well, the next day
wait, that was one day?
oh yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
All in one day.
Jeez.
So
All right. Keep going.
hold on. So the next day, Lucille's attorney, elder law attorney, probate, wills and trust, LR, calls the office. And she tells Des, basically, I need to know where my client is. The one Mr. Reed removed from the house with the police.
My client?
She probably prepared the power of attorney for daughter. She probably prepared the will for daughter.
Got you. Okay.
What she did. But she's done things for the family on behalf of Mary.
Finagling.
Well, but listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Reed removed Mary from the home.
Mm-hmm.
Kidnapped? What term? What is that? Now you can talk. When someone says Mr. Reed removed an elderly woman from her residence, do you think that's like positive
Narrative.
or negative?
No, it's negative narrative. Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't do anything at first. You know me, but I simmered, right? I simmered and I chewed on it. And Michelle and Des were waiting.
Yeah.
They're waiting, and I says, I can't take it. They said, I wonder how long it was going to take. So here's the email that went out yesterday at 10:29 a.m. Now, mind you, I didn't wait too long.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Good morning, Miss Attorney. It is my understanding you called my office yesterday looking for August 20th, looking for my client, Mary. During your conversation with Desiree, my paralegal, you indicated to her that, quote unquote, I removed Mary from her home. That sounds like you are accusing me of nefarious behavior. Ooh, that's a big word, nefarious. ... borderline slander. My client will be filing a multi-count lawsuit against her daughter, name, once the 30-day civil theft letter expires. Let me just stop there. A civil theft letter is if you believe someone has stolen money from you or like Walmart, a product.
Okay.
Not only can you sue them for the price of that or what was stolen, it's 3 times the damages plus attorney.
Oh my word.
Hold on. So I sent a civil theft letter to daughter yesterday for $1,350,000.
Oh my word.
Hold on. Okay. Back to the letter.
Okay.
Some of the other counts include replevin, intentional affliction of emotional stress, civil theft, conversion, breach of fiduciary duty, exploitation of the vulnerable, etc.
I love you, Paul.
As Mary's former attorney, you will be deposed in this matter. Yeah. I am not sure yet if you will eventually name as a defendant in the lawsuit. And you are to have no further contact with Mary. Regards, Paul S. Reed.
Ooh, the firewall is up.
Haven't heard from the attorney.
Maybe no one has.
and so the 30-day time period started running on the 20th. 31 days later, the lawsuit will be filed. I haven't got the records from the hospital, but I've set up Mary in Georgia with a neuropsychologist to do an evaluation to prove she's competent, because she is. Jason froze up.
I'm here. No, I'm here.
No,
I'm here. We're good.
Well, okay. Well, you froze up for a second.
Oh
and
no,
you're froze
we're
up
rolling.
now. Can you
Just
hear
keep
me?
going. Yes, yes, just keep going. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
well, that kind of sucks.
Oh, you froze.
Well, well, that's
No.
oh, Jason's
Calling
gone.
Jacquelyn
Oh,
Crawford mobile.
are you back?
Yeah, I think so. I never. I to
Could you
me,
hear
I
me?
never
Were we
looked.
still going or not?
Yeah, we are still going live. We're
Okay, because
still
you had froze
streaming.
up a couple of times.
Okay.
All
I don't.
right.
It might have been a hiccup. I'm gonna check our stream to make sure we're live. But just keep rolling, and I'll
All
let you
right.
know.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that was it. So the lawsuit's going to be filed, and and you know, I'm pissed off at this point.
Yeah. I
And
think.
so, Jason, here's the deal. And you can ask Michelle and Des and Ryan and anybody else who knows me, lawyers and so forth. I'm pretty easy to deal with. You know, a car wreck, you do what you need to do. You a dog bite, a medical malpractice, you do what you need to do. But there have been, cases. This is one of them
Mm,
where I'm going to be General Sherman and I'm burning it all down.
I love it,
If you believe
Paul.
nothing else you hear today, you can believe Paul Reed's going to burn it down when it comes to the daughter of Mary.
Dude, this is what I love about you. This is what I think. uh, You've given this to Ryan too. He has the same bulldog. Once you bite down, you're not letting go, and I love that about the both of you. I don't know how you made it through this without choking up, other than you're like a man of steel. Because there's a couple of moments while you're talking that I was just like, "Don't ask me to speak. I'm over here fighting it back." I could see my own grandmother, dealing with that. And I guess my first question is, and maybe you don't want to answer it, you don't have to, but what kind of person does this to a sweet silver-haired 80 something? Like, what in the
Well, that's my question as well. Who
who you
does
got to
this?
be
Yeah,
to
right.
throw them I mean, essentially throwing them in a cage, locking the
Yeah.
door, letting them out
Hold
only
on,
for
hold on.
water.
Nope. We are not called nursing homes cages.
No, I meant
But,
their
but
house. I'm sorry. No, no, no. I meant their
oh,
house, like when they pulled her in and
well,
it
mind you,
it
well here,
trapped her in the home.
but- and this is going to be the theme. This started. This was from March till now. So I'm
Oh my
I'm going to
word.
get $500,000 from March till now, and it got progressively worse if you ask Mary. And
Mhm.
understand this: if Mary had not left and gone to Finn's and called me, daughter would have gotten away with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mary would have never been seen or heard from again. Mary would not be with her sister in Georgia. Mary would have not been united with her brother, who she hasn't seen in 2 years, because of another lawsuit between brother
Family.
and Mary's daughter. So
Yeah.
none of that would have happened. And just talk to Mary, blood pressure down, uh,
Oh my word.
happy as can get out. Mary and her daughter, loving life, shopping, cooking, cleaning, just just
Wow.
back. And I'll
It
tell you
just
again, when I started, the look on her face
mhm.
when she saw me peer over that
Mhm.
cop's shoulder, I'll never forget it.
Yeah, that's where
I
you got
will
me. That's where
until
you
the
got
day
me.
I die.
Yeah,
Even in my Alzheimer's
burned in.
fever, I will never forget just the look of joy and happiness. And honestly, you know me. I'm Jesus. I'm God. I believe. And for someone to pray like she said she had for the last week or
Yeah.
so, in her mind, God had answered her prayers and sent the angel. And that's why. And like I said, even the devil, and it was pretty funny when I told Ryan. He goes, I said, "But Ryan, even the devil was an angel." He goes, "That's pretty good."
Yeah, yeah.
And and
Well,
so and
it's not
so the
uncharacteristic of
title
you.
title is Why Me? That's
Hmm.
why.
Well, it's not uncharacteristic of you. And I think that, if anybody's watching the podcast, they need to know that this isn't the only time. I have personally been in situations where I was just stuck and praying about it, and I get a call from Paul Reed. Hey, you don't know, man. You don't know how useful you are to God until you declare yourself open for use. And
I like
it
that
is,
for use.
yeah,
Yeah.
he'll put you in those situations and they'll test you. Dude, you are
All
it's your
right. All
background, it's
right.
your upbringing. No, let me do this. Let me do this. It's your background, it's your upbringing. Like, you were an athlete, you pushed yourself. There's a tenacity. You're from a different generation. There's a lot of things that add up to make you who you are, and the right kind of person to be in a position like that, to do that thing. The moment that they started pushing back, you have the acuity and the knowledge and the forcefulness to not back down and to say it. And I can just imagine you with the calmness that you did when we were in the courtroom together, and the way that you laid it out. You're the man in that needs to be in that gap. And there's a handful of people. It's a very rare thing. It really is. It really is. And I love that when we started working on your branding back in the day, it was like having a lawyer in the family, because there's a lot of flash and pomp, and we get you big settlements, and we blah blah blah. I get it. Whatever gets people's attention, whatever sells it. But I appreciate that you guys are who you are, and that you live that on the outside. It's not a slogan. It's not a pitch. It's just who you are, and you've branded it on to everything, and you live it. You don't just talk it. You live it. And it's not lost, and I don't want it to be lost on anybody who's listening to the podcast and maybe stumbling across it for the first time. It's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I want to hear updates, man. Like, I hope as this moves forward, we just keep pulling this out every couple of months or something. Hey, tell me how Mary's doing. Let's follow up on that, because this is it's gold, and I love.
Well, it's different for sure.
You
But
are the
that's
Scooby
cool.
Doo
All right.
gang,
So
man.
look, we've been chatting for 35 minutes, and
Yeah, yeah. Well, time flies
either way,
when it's good.
get to church on Sunday, give Jesus his thanks, and evidently, sometimes your prayers are answered. Evidently.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, brother, take us out.
I got you.
Reed and Reed, it's like having a lawyer in the